What is up, guys? Today I bring you the spring update of the 2005 Subaru Outback XT Limited Wagon. It's been a minute, but more importantly, there's been some giant changes. I'm just going to tell you right now, this car actually has a completely different engine in it now. Lots has happened. Things have changed as that doesn't really say anything. It's still really clean, but yeah. Basically, I'm just going to start by telling you that basically the head gaskets decided to go. One of the valves actually had burnt, and there was a chip missing out of one of them on the number 4 cylinder. I believe it was an intake valve. So yeah, also the block had ended up warping. So instead of easily being able to fix it, the best option was to just completely rebuild. So actually I ended up getting a used block, and then we basically stripped every single thing out of it and went from there. So it has all new stuff, and it was expensive, but I thought it was worth it, and I felt like it was worth bringing the car back to life. It got 190,000 miles just about out of the original engine, so considering that it made it that far is actually really, really surprising. I've actually detailed it a couple weeks ago. I don't know how well you can see the paint, but it's cleaned up well. This part actually was able to clean up, sort of. You can see it's nice and shiny again. So, pretty happy about that. But then after the engine, we actually ended up doing the JDM face swap, JDM headlights. Y'all may have seen the video of that. And now, in fact, let me turn the running lights on. I completely wired them up so that now they operate like the actual JDM ones should. So right now, you have the running lights. I just put LEDs in them. And it's super, super clean. So that's just the running lights, and then these are actually HIDs, so when you turn on the low beams, you will see that. Also, I ended up rebuilding the grille. I made a complete new one. It looks the same, but I ended up just saying screw it because the other one had so much road damage, and then it was cracked in some places. And actually, the first one, I didn't rush it, but it was the first time, so I decided to make the version 2, the V2 of it. And I actually really took my time, and it actually was a brand new grille, so the quality was already really good. As you can see, very clean. So the surround piece is actually from the original Outback, like that's the grille surround, but then the mesh was from the JDM Legacy, and then the badge was also from the JDM Legacy, but the emblem is from Orsini. I'll put the link for the overlays in the description because everyone always asks about those. I need a new front bumper. All these little imperfections are really pissing me off, and it's not worth repainting it because the previous owner that actually had this bumper had it painted improperly, and that's why it's chipping as bad as it is. I mean, if you come over here, you'll see where it wasn't even taped off right or prepped right. But the fog lights are just a tint on there. Probably gonna take it off. I run it sometimes just for fun, but it is what it is. And the hood scoop I also want to get either repainted or find another used silver one because the finish, ever since the coolant, the radiator exploded last summer and coolant got on it, kind of is pretty eaten up. So I'm a little unhappy about that, but for a 2005 car with almost 200,000 miles, I don't know what else you can really expect. Also, I'm not sure if I told you all about these. These were decals I got a while back, but I put them on the doors, and I've had them for a while now. I like them, but I keep contemplating, should I take them off to keep it clean, or should I keep them on? I don't know. But same wheels and tires, I need to clean those up. I haven't actually detailed those, and usually every once in a while I'll polish the wheels and then put some ceramic stuff on them. As you see, by the way, I have LEDs in the taillights. I don't know if y'all knew about that. Same Emblem Overlays on the rear. And I will show you those headlights now. Like I said, they are actually HIDs, so they're much better, and I did end up properly aiming them. So with the HIDs, I'll do a mileage check real quick, but with HIDs, or at least with the JDM lights, the road crown here in America actually kind of slopes off to the right. And when we drive, like if oncoming traffic is coming, they're going to come from the left. So our lights are actually aimed a little bit more towards the passenger side, kind of off the road, out of the way of oncoming traffic. Well, in Japan, obviously where these lights were from, it's the opposite. They drive on the left. So the lights are actually originally aimed more towards, they're covering more on the left of the car. So for here, I basically was driving for a minute, basically just blasting people in the eyes. And yeah, so you can actually completely aim them manually, which I'll try to make a video of. And you can actually open them up and flip some stuff around in there to change the way that the light is actually aiming and stuff like that. So they are actually aimed properly now. I did take the time to get into there and do that. Also having the mufflers off, so sounds a little weird. 186, 838. The engine went out at about 184, I believe. So it actually started with a cylinder 4 misfire, and the car basically lost all power, it felt like. I was going to work, and I ended up saying, you know what, while it's at work, I might as well reach out to the technicians that I work with and see if someone wants to tackle the challenge. And sure enough, one of the master techs at work ended up taking it on, and it was a long process, but in the end of the day, it was, in my opinion, well worth it. So this car basically is almost new. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, let me show you those lights. I keep talking. So right now we have the running lights on, and I don't know how well you can see in the back of the Civic here, but when I turn them on, they almost have to like charge up, and the color kind of changes. It's really cool. Let me see if I can show you. I don't know how well it picks up on camera, but they start out almost like a bluish green, and then they work and they'll turn to kind of more of a regular white. And then the fog lights. So, but yeah, I'll show you those real quick. Again, it's the HIDs, so they're very, very clean. And this is just so clean. I love the look. So actually from a side, from the distance, they have that sick white kind of accent, and you can basically put whatever color stuff you want in there. So if you wanted to put a different bulb in there or something, you could. Let me go ahead and turn these off. Show you the engine bay. I do plan on making a full video, by the way, of like, I'm gonna empty this car out and I'm gonna do like a full tour of what it like looks like, show all the storage places and nooks and crannies and stuff, and kind of showcase it, do a proper review of this car. But this is just a little update, kind of a tour. I've cleaned this up real well in here. It wasn't too nasty. But actually, so when we had the engine replaced, literally we did like everything. Timing belt, water pump, head gaskets, basically every single seal, all the hoses that needed to be replaced, all that is done. Because I thought, like I said, that it was just worth it to do all that. New alternator. The only thing now is the power steering and the, well, the power steering feels like it's on its last legs, and the AC compressor might be as well, but that's not that big of a deal anymore, because well, I kind of just had the whole engine rebuilt, so now everything else is kind of minor in my opinion. But there's the lights. I did actually custom wire them, and yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this red thing, or at least I'm gonna repaint it properly. But yeah, so the lights are actually wired so that the turn signal is running independently from the running light, because in the Japan lights, they actually have the running light running separate from the turn signal, where on the American model, the turn signal and the running light is both one bulb. It's just a dual function bulb. So, and also in the American lights, we don't have this piece that lights up. So I made a comparison video, and if you go back, you'll see I explain all the differences in the lights, and I show them and the differences. But yeah, it looks just really clean. Really, really happy with how this car's been turning out. And yeah. Also, a couple more little things. We do have some damage. Aside from that, in the front bumper, there's cracks. I don't know how you can see them, but there is some cracking going on up here in this mirror, most likely from like road debris or something hitting it. Kind of expected, obviously, on an older car. But oh, also this piece is cracked. The seals are all in really good shape though still, the windshield seal and everything. Also this summer I'd like to get either a kayak rack or a bike rack for the roof. So that's kind of a next thing to do. Also these seals, they're not too bad, but this one especially, you can see, has definitely seen better days. So I'm gonna try to get new seals. And yeah. I want to get this fixed too, but it's one of those things that might be more expensive to fix it than I feel like it's worth it, because from a distance you don't really notice it. So the back is somewhat clean. I say somewhat, we still have the dash cam back here. Just some Gatorades. I want to get a new bumper for the rear as well, because obviously I've been rear-ended a couple times, and you can see on the bumper from all the marks and the paint missing over here. Someone OCD like me, that just kind of triggers me, even though it shouldn't make a difference. It kind of does. But it's really the majority of what we got going on here. The inside's super clean like usual. And some of you might not know, I actually ended up getting another job. I'm still working at the same Lexus dealership, but I'm actually in the parts department now. So things have been different. I've been a little more busy, but I'm gonna try to get you guys more videos here shortly, because we have a lot going on. But otherwise, it's pretty much all we got to it. So hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you guys next time.